Sorry, guys. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what happened over there. Let's see. Ooh, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I started another live stream because apparently the live stream from my laptop does not want to cooperate. So I'm just going to wait till people jump over from the live stream on the other live stream and hop on over here. Let's see who comes on over. Sorry about that, you guys. If you can hear me, hop on over to the other live stream. Hop on over, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end. Hey, 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 thank you. Thank you for hopping on over. I'm going to go ahead and end the other one. It says there's more people on there. I don't know if they didn't read the chat or if they can't hear me. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and end that. So, yeah, she was complaining about the high interest rate, which I'm not saying she was wrong, but I'm like, you knew what you signed up for when you signed up for this. No, it's not right, but I don't know. I guess when you're desperate, you do desperate things, and I've been there before. But I think sometimes we have to take a step back. And my mother taught me something that I always try to remember: don't do anything when you're in a panic. Don't do anything when you're in a panic. Um, Take a step back, take a few days, reassess, assess the situation, and then move forward. But don't do anything when you're in a panic. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Type of one in the chat to let me know if you can hear me okay. But my mom always taught us don't do anything in a panic, because when you do something in a panic, you're going to make a bad decision. You're most likely going to make a poor decision, and you're not going to be happy. Of course, if you make a poor decision, you're not happy with it. And that's what happened with her. And sometimes we need to wait. We need to wait, especially people of God. People of God. And I mean, if you have a true relationship with God, I know the thing is, the end thing is now to say you love Jesus and whatever. But I mean, you have a real relationship with the Lord. You talk to Him every day. He talks to you. Maybe not every day, because sometimes we get sidetracked. But you have a relationship. You talk to God. You pray. You do your best to try to live right. And yeah, desperation make you do some things. It make you do some things that you regret later down the road. Um, but people of God, we have to wait. God said He would never leave us nor forsake us, and that He will supply all of our needs. And even when we do wrong, when we make a mistake, just think about it. Especially if you have children. My children do wrong. My 4-year-old, Lord have mercy. Mm, mm. Thank you, Jesus. He is the last child. Because, oh my God, we didn't have to put child locks on anything when my other 3 children, they just never, we had child locks on stuff for my first son, but he never tried to go into anything. That fourth little boy, Elijah Jeremiah, we even had to put a lock on the refrigerator. Because that little boy would be in everything. He would be in everything. But even with him doing things he has no business doing, and I've told him, umpteen times to not do that. I still take care of him every day. His dad still takes care of him every day. We still give him what he needs. And that's how we have to, that's how God is. We make mistakes. We don't do everything right. Some things we have gotten our own self in. We've gotten our own self in some trouble. But God will rescue us. And when we feel like we need something, we cannot act in desperation. And this is a good point, especially for people who may have gotten laid off, or you may get laid off in the near future. Don't get desperate. Don't get desperate. Ladies, don't let that man come to your house and lay up because you figure that's the only way you're going to get your rent paid. You know he raggedy. You know he don't mean you no harm. You know he got a wife. You know he got some kids that he don't take care of. He lying. He talking about he doing the best he can. That joker ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. Don't let him come to your house. And as my grandmother would say, you do not have to resort to flat backing to get what you need. You don't have to resort to flat backing. My grandmother has some sayings, y'all. My grandmother has some sayings. But you don't have to do it. Trust God. He's gonna take care of you. He's gonna take care of you. Even if you may have given your life to the Lord yesterday, 5 minutes ago. It don't matter. He's still gonna take care of you. You could have beat somebody up yesterday, but you got saved today. God's still gonna take care of you. He got you. He got you. Yes, my grandmother, that's what her thing would be like. My grandmother would say, I didn't have to flat back to get it. Don't flat back your way to the top. You got real talent. You got real talent. I guess some people might say that's talent too, but anyway, I digress. But let's not get desperate. Let's not get desperate. And even you may not have gotten laid off. You may be anxious about the possibility of getting laid off. Rest. Pray and ask God to give you rest. Ask God to give you rest. Yes, my grandmother she was something. Uh I miss my grandmother. That was my riding partner. We would get in the car and ride, and oh my goodness, when my parents left Florida, she moved in with me, and it was just me and her. Side story, me and her went to the 7-Eleven. It was about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We went to 7-Eleven. We pulled up to the parking lot, and this cop, he swerves in real quick behind us. I'm like, why is he driving crazy? So we're getting out the car, getting ready to go to the store, and he yells, not really yells, but he says, get back in your car. Get back in your car. And while he's saying this, he's in the trunk getting a gun out. He's like, get back in your car. The silent alarm went off. So I'm getting back in the car. But my grandmother, I don't know if she didn't hear him and she didn't pay attention. She's still going in. I'm like, Granny, he said, get back in the car. And she wasn't listening. she wasn't listening. I think that's probably the only time I ever yelled at my grandmother or cursed. I said, Granny, get your A back in the car. I've come a long way with the Lord since then. This was way back. I said, Granny, get your A back in the car. You moving too slow. We gotta go. He said the silent alarm went off. I never seen my grandmother run so fast. Anyway, but that's a side note. But let's not be anxious. And I even had to tell myself this a few weeks ago concerning my husband's job, because I felt myself getting anxious, like, what's going on, especially when he went from 11 days 3 days off to now he works 12 days 2 days off. Prior to that, he used to work, it was either 26 days or 21 days. Now these are straight. 21 days straight, 12 hours a day, which is never 12 hours. It mostly turns into 14. It was either 21 or 26. And then he would have I think it was 10 days off. And I had been praying and asking the Lord, oh God, let this end. Let this be, let the end to this be near. Change this. That he still makes a lot of money. He still makes good money, but he doesn't have to work the schedule. When he came home and told me that he's going from 3 days to 2 days, I was like, Lord, this is what you're doing, Jesus. This is not the prayer. This is not the prayer. This is not the prayer. And then when they were saying oil production is down and what have you, now he didn't say anything about his company having layoffs or anything, but just watching the news and hearing the news and oil production down, I'm like, oh God, I felt myself getting anxious and thinking about, excuse me, the time when he got laid off before. And I had to tell myself, Chante, we're not going to be anxious. We're not going to worry. We're going to rest. For one, y'all haven't, you have income. You have income. The way we bought our mortgage is that he can pay the mortgage, but if he can't for some reason, I'm able to take care of the mortgage. And our cars are paid off, what have you. I had to tell myself to relax because I just felt myself, there was no no rumor of trouble, but I felt myself being anxious, and I had to tell myself relax, not to be anxious. Then I had to think back to when he started his job, and I had declared that he's going to be there until he's ready to leave, that he's not going to get laid off. I had to remind myself that I declared that, and that the Bible says that you can declare a thing and it should be established. I had to keep telling myself that, and that everything is going to be okay. So I just want to say to you, don't be anxious. Even if you have lost your job, don't be anxious. God got you. God got you. Pray. Ask him, what is your next step? Look for another job, but also, what can you do in addition to another job? Start a business. Ask God what type of business you should start. Now, I think non-medical in-home care business is a great business. We have people aging every day. In the next 6 years, there will be 70 million baby boomers in America. And as people age, of course, most people are going to need help with activities of daily living to stay independent and out of the nursing home. And the government will pay you to take care of those people out of the nursing home. That's how I get my money. My money is paid via Medicaid. But I know that it's not for everybody. I believe it is a good business, and some people may not want to do that for whatever reason. Now, I do have someone who took my class, and she's in Florida. She took my class, and she has done over $1 million in revenue. She didn't have any background in the medical field. She actually worked at a grocery store when she started her non-medical in-home care agency, and she has 30 employees and has done over $1 million in revenue. But I know everything isn't for everybody. Now I just can get on here and just blow your head up, tell you a bunch of things, give you a bunch of numbers of how much money I made and this and that. But everything isn't for everybody. You have to sit with God and ask him, what is it for you to do? What is it for you to do? And then if you don't hear, because sometimes this is how I get tripped up sometimes. Sometimes I'm letting God to tell me A, B, C, D, or, oh, go down the street, turn left, the land is on the right, that's your land. But for me, God doesn't work like that for me. He may do that for other people, but for me, it's, if God doesn't tell me no, then it means go ahead. Go ahead and do it. If he doesn't tell me no, then go ahead and do it. Step out on faith and go ahead and do it. And that's what some of you may need to do. You may be like me. You're wanting God to tell you exactly A, B, C, D, but God is saying step out on faith. Make a bold move and try it and see what's the best that can happen. What's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen? Put some prayer on it. You can never go wrong when you put some prayer on it. But do not be anxious. Don't be anxious. If you are getting a severance package, ask God how to use your severance package. What can you do to make your severance package stretch? Can you start a business? I know a lot of times when you get a severance package, when you get laid off, you can't go to work for somebody for a certain period of time. But it doesn't say that you can't start a business. Or if you do start a business, of course, it can't be anything that's in conflict with what that particular company where you got laid off from. But it don't say that you can't start a cleaning business. It didn't say you can't start a lawn business. It didn't say you can't start a bakery or what have you. We got to start thinking outside of the box that our job is not to be our only source of income. We got to get out of debt, save some money, get out of debt. Get out of debt. And let me tell you, we want to get out of debt because we want to have our money in order. We want to have our money in order for when things hit the fan. The other month, I was reading, I was studying my word, and the Lord took me to the story of Joseph when there was a famine in the land. And I've been going to church since I was 13 years old, 12 or 13. I've been going to church. I've been saved since 2000. And I've heard a lot of people preach on Joseph and the famine in the land and all of that. But I never studied it for myself and got the understanding that I got when I started studying it. I think it was last month. And then God gave me a revelation. There was a famine in the land. God prepared the people. He told Joseph what to do before the famine. The dream that Pharaoh had, it was interpreted that there was going to be 7 years of good, and then there was going to be famine, a long famine. But when the famine came, the people came to Joseph to buy grain, food, what have you. When the people ran out of money, they gave their land to get grain, food, what have you. They gave their land because they had no more money. Now, I hope y'all catch on. I hope I'm explaining it good enough. And if not, type of one, and I'll do my best to do a better job of explaining. So when they ran out of money, they gave their land. Joseph gave the people seed, told them, plant this seed on the land. You can stay on the land. They no longer owned it, but they could stay on the land. He gave them seed to plant on the land, and he told them, when it's time for the harvest, keep this amount for yourself, bring the rest to me. You know what that made me think of? When people lose their homes. You're going to be able to get a loan, not a loan, excuse me. You're going to be able to get people's homes for cheaper than the house normally would have cost. You're going to be able to get the home cheaper. You can leave those same people in the home and let them rent from you because you paid less for the home. So what you're going to pay monthly if you're on a mortgage or what have you is going to be less than their mortgage was. So they're going to be able to afford to pay you because the payment is less. But they still stay in a home. And some people may say, that's not right. And I remember this happened to some people in the Great Recession of 2008 or what have you. And some people may say, that's not right. They lost their home. But we're always quoting, Christians, we're always quoting, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. And I'm not saying the people who lose their home are wicked. Maybe you didn't heed the word to get out of debt, save, and what have you. But It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And why not you be able to purchase that property? Somebody's gonna buy it. Somebody's gonna buy it, and somebody might put those people out on the street. They may be like me, 4 kids, or they may be a single person with kids. And some people may not even have compassion. They'll just put them out on the street and flip the home, opposed to letting the people stay in the home. Somebody's gonna get the home. Why not you? And some people may see this video on the replay. You might be on here now and get mad at that. But that's the facts. That's the facts. That's the facts. And that's what happened in the Bible. That's what happened in the Bible. Go and read the story of Joseph. The story of Joseph and the famine in the land. Babe?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the garage go up. And the famine in the land. It clearly says that the people, they came and they bought, but when they had no more money, they gave their land. Joseph gave them seed, let them stay on the land, and when the harvest came, they were to give him a portion of it. But the fact remained that they no longer own that property. So we got to get in position. Get your money right. Get out of debt. Start your side hustle. You know what? And some people in my position maybe they probably wouldn't even want to admit it. But you know, I thought about doing well, we don't have Instacart here, not in mine, not anyway. I thought about doing what do you call it? Walmart. I don't know what the Walmart one is called. Spark. I think it's called Spark. I thought about doing Spark. And some people may say, "Oh, why is she gonna do Spark?" You know how some of us are. Why would she do Spark if her husband make enough money and she got money? Because who don't need extra money? Who don't need or who don't want more money? And I'm thinking about, okay, the climate that we're living in. Why? The only reason why I have not, we don't have Amazon Fresh here either, and unless it's no, we don't have that. But the only reason why I have not is because of the cold. It's because of cold, and I'm like, oh, I gotta be in and out the cold. And I was even thinking over, okay, when it comes spring or what have you, the weather break, okay, how can I do that? Because, and what made me really think about it is because our 4-year-old, he goes to a kindergarten readiness program at the Catholic school here. We're not Catholic, but we send him over there for kindergarten readiness. He goes to school from 8 to 3. We pay $537 for that. Our oldest son, he does online school through Liberty University Online Academy. That's $140 some dollars, $141. So I was thinking, if I do a gig, that could pay for school. That could pay for school. Now, some people would be like, oh, why would you do that? Or, because if I started doing it, I would make a video about it. I mean, why not? Why not? I would make a video about it. And some people would be like, well, she got to be lying. Her husband he don't make the amount of money he do. She claim, oh, she don't have no business. She don't make money like she claim. Medicaid ain't paying her. Why would she be doing gig work? Or if her husband made money, why? Because I'm the type of person that if I can do something to make that, what is 537 and 141, whatever, if I can make that, I'm not good at math. I know how to count, but my dad can roll off numbers like it's nothing. He should have been a mathematician or accountant. But if I could make some money to pay for those 2 items, and then we don't have to pay for that out of our regular pay. I mean, why not? Why not? That's how you build. That's how you build when you're married. That's how you build. That's how you build. I get it from my mama, y'all. My mom, I call my mama the ultimate hustler. I remember when we lived in Florida, my mom used to sell sweet potato pies. And she used to get in the Miami, Florida area, you can get anything you need. She used to get the little pie pans, individual pie pans. They were small. And she would sell individual sweet potato pies. I eat sweet potato pie, but not like that, not a lot. And that's because my mom sold so many sweet potato pie. I was sick of it. I was sick of it. My mom was selling sweet potato pie like she was selling crack, y'all. And guess my dad had a job. He always kept a job. My dad always provided. But my mom's just a hustler. My mom's a hustler. She gonna make some money, and she gonna bring something in the household. My mom did daycare when I was a kid, and my mom did daycare after she moved here. But my mom sold. People used to come to our house for sweet potato pie like they was coming to get crack. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to help you make another pie. Please, 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 please. Why? Why? But my mom used to be hustling those little individual sweet potato pies. I'm gonna ask her how much was she charging for those back in the day, and people would be buying them. She was selling it like she was selling crack. People would be coming to our house. It's a good thing we had good neighbors because people probably would have, if you got the wrong neighbors, they're like, oh, what's going on over there? My mom would make baskets for different holidays. And in Florida, in the Miami area, is warm the majority of the time. My mom would make baskets. She would go set up on the corner in the gas station in the hood or whatever. Her and my aunt, they would sell their stuff. People would be like, oh, you're not scared of getting robbed. You're not scared of the drug dealers. First of all, the drug dealers don't want what you got. They got way more money than you. Second of all, the drug dealers are not going to let anybody bother you. They're not going to let anybody bother you because, as they say in the hood or in the city, they don't want you making the block hot. So they are not going to bother you. I remember once my mom and I, we stopped to a gas station in the hood, and some guys were saying something, and we didn't even hear them. And some man came out, and they were like, y'all good? And we were like, yeah, we're fine. He was like, oh, because we thought we were going to have to handle old boys over here. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. Yes, I was learning from her. I was learning from her. My mom always had a hustle. And my mom is 67. She's retired, but my mom is not retired. My mom sells t-shirts. My mom has 3 heat press. I tell her she running a Chinese sweatshop. She has 3 heat press. She has a Cricut. She has a thing that makes the cups. She just was selling Valentine's Day baskets. Anybody that wants t-shirts in our family or in her apartment building, they go to her to get shirts. My mom be hustling. My mom be hustling. My mom be like, I don't know what your dad doing. And he could just sit down and watch TV and chill, but I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do, and I'm going to do it. But I get it from my mom. I get it from my mom. But don't panic, y'all. Yes, they don't want our money. They're not going to rob you. If you get robbed, it's by somebody, the crackhead or somebody crazy. But the dope boys, they're not gonna bother you. That's your best protection. that's your that's your best protection. But don't panic, you guys. Don't panic. Sit with God, and don't wait until something happens. Don't wait until something happens. Nothing may not even happen to your job. Everybody's not going to get laid off. Nothing may not happen to your job. But if you set a side gig, if you start your business, how much better is that? That you have money. How much better is it if, okay, I'm transparent. I'm very transparent. Our mortgage is $2,300 plus a month, 23 and something a month. How much better is it if we make another $2,300 coming into this house? So the money we spend out paying on our mortgage, it comes back in and we have that $2,300. I mean, why not? Why not? That means more money for vacations, more money for retirement, because who wants to work until you're 65? That's the great American scheme and hustle, telling people to work until you're 65. I'm not working until all my good cartilage in my knees gone and I can't get around wherever and I gotta be on a cane, not because I had an accident. You know, accidents could happen or whatever. But who made up this lie? Greeted corporate moguls to tell you that you work till you're 65. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? So that's more money to put in the stock market, more money to put in a retirement plan, so you can retire at a decent age. Especially if you had kids young. You know, me and my husband, we started what they call later in life. I didn't have my first baby till I was 37. My husband, he's 3 years, 2.5 years younger than me. So if you had your kids in your 20s and you're my age, it's time to start living life, baby. It's time to start living life. You can go where you want. You don't have to answer to nobody. And now you don't have no money to do what you want to do after you done raised your kids. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They conning us. They're running a con. They're running a con. So get something going. Start your own business. And it doesn't have to be something elaborate. To start off, it may just be a one man, one woman show. But do something. Do something. What is it that you do? Let me tell you something. You don't even have to do it that well. You don't even have to be great at it. You could be mediocre at it, but you get better as you go along. Let me tell you, and I don't know who may be on here that's a Republican. I don't care. The beauty of America is that you have the right to vote for who you want to vote for, and you're not going to be shot down on the street and all that kind of stuff. But let me tell you, if RFK, if RFK with his unqualified self can get the job, why can't you start what you want? Why can't you start your business? Let that be your motivation. Okay? Let that be your motivation. And you don't have to be great at it. And I'm not justifying him getting a job because I think he needed some credentials and he needed to be qualified. But I hope you know what I mean. But make improvements. When I started my non-medical in-home care agency, I had no idea what to do. I had to learn along the way. I had to learn about workman's comp. I had to learn about unemployment insurance. I had to learn um, what incentives to give my employees. You can um, you can do an LLC. That's usually less than $200, depending on what state you're in. And you can get your EIN from the IRS website, and that's absolutely free. That's absolutely free. But I always say do a LLC. Some people may tell you to do an S corp, but if you don't have any, if you haven't just starting off, do an LLC. You can always change to an S corp because filing your taxes and stuff on an S corp, it's a little more complicated. It's a little more to it. So start off with doing an LLC. Do an LLC because you don't want to do sole proprietorship, and you definitely don't want to have it just in your name because if something happens, you don't want anybody to sue you personally. You want them to sue your company. You don't want them to sue you personally if something happens. Like with my non-medical in-home care agency, one of my employees decided that she was going to steal from one of the clients. If they had decided to sue me, thank God they didn't, they would have sued my company. They wouldn't sue me because it wasn't me that the business was not in my name. It wasn't my name. None of my personal stuff, social security number, anything was attached to the ownership of the business. So you want to do a LLC and you want to get an EIN number. The EIN number is basically like your social security number of your business. And then you just need a business bank account. And a business bank account, Majority of them you can open with less than $50. Some of them may be even free, depending on which bank you go to. It doesn't cost a lot at all. It doesn't cost a lot at all. And maybe you don't have the money to get an LLC right away, and to get a business bank account, because let me tell you, I've been there before and I didn't have no money. But started as a side hustle. But as soon as you make the money, do those things. Do those things so you have protection. Do those things so you have protection. But do something. Do something. And again, you do not have to be great at it. You do not have to be good. You could be mediocre. Now, I'm not saying to stay mediocre. Learn as you go along. Read some books. Perfect your recipes if you're going to be baking something or cooking or what have you. Or, well, if you're going to be cleaning, you need to be good at that. Don't clean halfway, because you're not going to have no more clients. You're not going to have any more clients. But don't panic. You can do it. And don't be scared. And even if you are scared, do it anyway. When I started my non-medical in-home care agency, I was like, oh my God, what if this does not work? I spent money for unemployment insurance. I spent money for workman's comp. I spent money for the employee clock in, clock out system. And then I had to tell myself, stop worrying about if it doesn't work out. Think about when it does work. What is the best that can happen? What is the best that can happen? And everything worked out. Everything worked out. Now, that was not my first business, but it was my first very successful business. Prior to that, I was selling hair. But that didn't go good because I didn't put my all into it. I didn't put my all into it. You know, and if you got a side hustle, stop treating your side hustle like a side chick that you just picking up every now and then when you get mad with your main thing, or you want to go over there and vent and lie about what's going on at home. Lie about what's going on at home, and she choosing to believe the lies. She know you lying, but she choosing to believe the lies anyway. She choosing to believe the lies. You better treat that side chick like your main thing, because it may come to a point that you may need it, and you don't want to be scrambling to get more customers and to make more money in the event that you get laid off. So now you scrambling. Now you scrambling. That ain't good. Like, somebody used to do my hair. I don't know if she follows me on YouTube or not, but anyway, she used to do my hair. I don't know if I should tell this story. I don't know if I should say what I want to say. She used to do my hair, and at the time, she was the only black beautician here in North Dakota. I won't say stylist because she actually has a cosmetology license. Beautician here in Minot. And did really good work, especially on natural hair. Before I had locks, I had natural hair for umpteen years. And I would keep my natural hair braided, just my regular hair braided, not with extensions and none of that. Really, really good. Very talented. Do really good work. But the problem is unprofessional. Unprofessional. Price is never the same. It's going based on according to what bill you got to pay. Just unprofessional. And there's no reason that she shouldn't have had black hair on lock here. No reason. No reason. Now, the girl who does my hair, very professional. She has her own spot. When you have an appointment, your appointment time is going to be your appointment time. I have never had to wait. She's always ready when I get there. Now, my husband, she does his hair also, and he said he had to wait once, but it was only a few minutes. But I've never had to wait. Place is always clean. It's not no craziness going on, not no crazy talk or what have you. And I'm like, I think she said she's been here 5 years. And I'm like, this other person's been here as long as I've been here. This should have been her. But she had that mentality of, oh, there's nobody else here. Nobody else here that can do this. So I'm gonna. I don't know what her mentality was, what she was thinking. Like we have quite a bit of biracial kids here, and I don't know what it is. You know, if you love who you love, that's not my pet peeve. You love who you love, but I don't know how many white people may be watching this, white women. But let me tell you, boo, if you're gonna get a black man and you're gonna have some biracial children, learn how to do your child's hair. Okay? Learn how to do your child's hair. They need moisturizer. They need some stuff that's different than the stuff you use. Unless their hair came out like yours. But their hair came out more like the daddy side. Learn to do their hair. Okay? Don't just be putting it in that dried up puff. That dried up puff. That's exactly right. She didn't think she would get any competition. And she was slacking. She was slacking. So the girl who does my hair now, she does all of that. She does biracial children, and it's not, oh, we gonna have a different price according to what her rent, what bill she got to pay for the moment. Every time I go there, her price is the same price. I've been going to her since I got locks. She actually started my locks, and that was in 22, I think. 22, 23, I can't remember. Her prices only increased $5. Her prices only increased $5. I mean, I'm not mad at it. And very professional. And I don't have to come with my hair washed, all that nonsense that black people started. I don't know. And I even was like, if you're gonna start telling people that just extra get your hair washed, why don't you just throw that in the price so we don't even know we paying extra? I mean, what is this nonsense? You know? Yeah. So, yeah, she was slacking. And now somebody else came here and dominated. If I don't make my appointment the same day I leave from getting my hair done, if I don't make my appointment right then and there, I can hang it up. I'm not going to get an appointment for a while. I have been sick, and people in my family have been sick. When I text her to get an appointment, I don't know when I may have an appointment again. My husband said he got an appointment that's not till March 8th. So I better start calling her now because I don't know when I might be able to get in there. Because she stays booked and busy. Booked and busy. And it's no reason this other person, because there still isn't anyone else here that does black hair. There's no one else here. We have a barber. Thank God my kids finally have a steady barber. But we got to start something. We can't just have our income only as our job. Only as a job. We can't. No, there's no one else here that offers black hair service. Nope. She's got it on lock. The person who does my hair, she got it on lock. The guy who cuts my kids' hair, he's been here a long time. He used to cut hair years ago, but then he left and decided he was going to go on the oil field. And then finding someone to cut my kids' hair, it was hard. The only people I could find, I would always find somebody in the military that would cut hair out of their apartment or what have you. They were all really good and really nice, but the problem was they kept getting what do they call it, reassigned somewhere else. So we'd be on a good run, and then it's like, oh, I'm shipping out. It's like, oh man. So then my kids would have, their hair would be looking a mess for months, or my mom would pull out her clippers and, oh, I took cosmetology in high school. Mom, that was 10 years ago. And she would cut their hair, but it's like, oh my God, can we find can we find somebody? Or my older brother, he cuts hair, but I'm like, bro, you need glasses. You losing your touch. You need glasses, bro. You need glasses, bro. Because it's higher over here than over there. You have lost your touch. Yeah, so if you're looking to come to Minot, North Dakota, and you do hair or you're a barber, be professional. Because we have a barber shop in town that's black owned, but I refuse to take my kids there. It's like, oh my God. And I used to say, who raised you? But I gotta stop saying that because some people are raised right, they just don't do right. They just act like their mom didn't teach them nothing. When their mom taught them, they just got a mind of their own. They just got a mind of their own. But because I used to, so my husband used to be off on Fridays, or he when he had his 10 day stretch, he would take the kids to get their haircuts. Or when he was off on Fridays, he took the kids to school and whatever, and then he would take them for haircuts. But now he doesn't have that schedule for I don't know how long, a few years now. So I take them for their haircuts. And when we used to go to the barber shop, it was like, y'all don't have any respect for women. Like, what y'all talking about? Like, and you can tell I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not that girl. Like, and it's like, what are y'all playing? My kids don't listen to this. Like, oh my God, what is this? Now, I like Juvenile. I, yes, I love Jesus, but I love Juvenile. I need a new theme song because Back That Thing Up is not a good theme song for somebody that's trying to make Jesus their best friend. But I love Juvenile, but my kids will never hear Juvenile. My kids will never know who, and not until they go somewhere else or hear it from a friend. Because you know, you try to guard your kids, but you can't keep them from everything. But my kids will never know Manny Fresh and Juvenile. I mean, they're 11. I know some kids that know this stuff, but not my 11-year old, not my 10-year old, not my 7-year old. They don't know Sexy Red. They don't know Manny Fresh. don't, they don't know Master P and the Ice Cream Man. No, they don't know any of this. So it's like, what are y'all listening to? So I had to stop going there. I was like, Lord, let's help me find someone. So now we found someone, and he's really good, clean place, no crazy music. He's trying to raise his kids the same way I'm trying to raise my kids. Sometimes, you love Jesus, and I don't think there's anything wrong with secular music. I'm not one of those people that's, I pray, I love God, I read the scripture, but I think secular music is sending you to hell. No. But do I think I need to be making um yes. But you know, back that thing up. That used to be my theme song back in the day when I was going to hit the club and I get dressed. I'd be like, oh yeah, yeah, uh-huh. That's it. We going to drop it like it's hot. Anyway, I'm digressing. Yeah. So if you come here, start a business, you do very well. And listen, there's not a lot of red tape. There's not a lot of red tape to start a business here. Business friendly, very easy. You come here, even start a restaurant. We have a guy, he sells Jamaican food. He started selling out of his home because here they have what they call a cottage law, and you can sell food out of your home. You can sell food out of your home. You can sell baked goods out of your home. Well, baked goods, of course, is food. You can sell it out of your home. It's not illegal. He started doing that. Then he moved up to a food truck. Now he has a restaurant. Is the restaurant big? No, it has like 4 or 5 tables in there, and he stays busy. There's no. There was another Jamaican restaurant in town, but I don't know what happened with them. But it's business friendly. It is. You can do it. You can do it, and you can get ahead, and you can make some money. But even if you don't come here, start something. Start something. Don't spend just only on your job, because we never know what's going to happen. And don't get caught up on what if this don't work out. What if this don't work out? Nope, we're not going to focus on what if this don't work out. We're going to say, thank you, Lord, that this is going to work out. All things are working for my good. This is going to be good. It's going to bless me. God, blow your wind on my business. Send customers, clients from the north, east, west, and south. I thank you for prosperity because you have called me to prosper. And what's the best that could happen? All right, y'all. Have a good night. Until next time, remember to make a. Are you kidding me? Make a bold move. Make a bold move. Step out on faith. Should we get on here again tomorrow morning? Let me know if y'all want me to come on tomorrow morning. I know I used to be on at 6 a.m., but y'all know what happened. Sickness blew through here. Type a 1 in the comment box if you want me to get on in the morning. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. One source to income. I like to say it's financial suicide. Yes. All right. I'll see you here in the morning, Carrie. I don't know if anybody else will be here. Oh, uh, Rhea, Rhea Rhea Ramos 23. I hope I said your name correctly. I will see you guys in the morning. All right. Until next time, you have a great night. Be blessed and a prosperous future to you.